I don't know, man. Anybody with a jacket like that is way too cool for me.
I didn't realize there were so many. I knew like. So I'm going with him, skeleton.
Okay, Michael, so what is catching your eye?
This guy here.
Michael, I don't know if that was part of the rule.
It isn't, but.
Hi everybody, Teddy Baldessar here in Beverly Hills at a great store, Feldmar. So we've been here before, and last time I was in Beverly Hills, we did a little shopping episode. I was joined by a special guest. We're gonna be doing that again. That special guest, producer Michael.
It's me again. In fact, it was me last time, right?
It was. We did a little shopping episode, and there's a little bit of a mixed reaction to who won last time.
I won.
Well, I wanna see what
happened. Really, everyone said he won.
People always vote against me every single time I do these. I think
Not
people
when
want
you're
to see.
with me.
Well, let's see if you can redeem yourself today.
I'll
We're gonna do a whole new episode today, new shopping.
Tell me how it works.
Okay, it's a little more complicated, but I think we're gonna have some fun with this. So we have 4 watches that we are going to collect each. One of the watches, I know you like to just go into a store and spend as much money as possible.
No, that's not the game.
Well, okay, but for that watch, single watch, you can spend as much as you want.
Okay.
But then here's the catch.
Okay.
There's also 3 other watches that we can build as a collection. But with those 3 watches, you can only spend $20,000 total.
For all 3?
All 3. What we'll do at the end is bring all the watches to the side, because here's the other catch. We're not able to see the prices as we're shopping. So we don't know how much we're spending unless you know the prices of the watches. If you spend too much, you have to put something back so your budget goes under $20,000 for those 3 watches.
He won.
Well, I will help guide you a little bit.
Okay.
If you're going way out of line, I'll say, Michael, you might have to pull it back.
Control yourself, right?
Control yourself.
Okay.
And keep in mind, you do have 1 watch where you can spend as much as you'd like. We'll start with the 3 watches to build $20,000. Now, this is our channel, so I'd like you to go first. And you can take it to the store. So
okay.
First watch, this will be building our $20,000 budget, and then we'll save at the end for our 4th watch, and then pick that one up.
You're gonna have to point me in the right direction.
Well, it depends how much you want to spend.
Well, these look expensive.
You can do whatever you'd like. So we could walk around.
Let's have a wander.
Okay, let's do it.
Actually, right here, Grand Seiko, and I noticed you're wearing one.
I am wearing a Grand Seiko. So this is the SLGH005. This is known as the White Birch. This is the high beat version.
How do you know the
Well,
reference?
I own this watch. I mean, I like this watch a lot. So.
I own this one. I couldn't tell you what it was.
And you're wearing a Daytona?
Yeah, it's a Daytona.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Matching your outfit today.
That was the goal, but nothing else matches. I think a conflict here a little bit. I tried to dress down today because, you know, I mean, you're normally in a suit and tie.
I dressed down today. You said I look like a politician.
Who won?
I'm not as politician-y today. So
that's very true. That's very true.
So what are you thinking? What are you thinking? What's catching your eye in here?
I'm thinking I don't own a Grand Seiko, and I'm also thinking that I should own a Grand Seiko.
You absolutely should.
So I'm going to go with, I think, the green one.
They call that the Bamboo Path.
How do you know that?
Well, we retail Grand Seiko as well. That's the SBGJ 259. So it operates at 36,000 vibrations per hour. I mean, but the dial is beautiful. So we can take that one out. We'll hold that to the side.
Okay.
But I like that choice.
Is that a good choice?
I like that choice a lot.
Okay, good.
I won't say how much you spent, but you're not in trouble yet.
Do you want me to guess how much I think it costs?
I want you to guess. How much do you think that is?
I'm going to guess somewhere between $7,500 and $9,000.
You're not far off. You're not far off.
You're not going to tell me which way.
No,
okay.
No, we got to keep this interesting.
Your go.
Okay.
Or is it my go again?
No, you don't get to pick your entire collection.
Okay.
I get to go now. Let's go look around the rest of the store a little bit. You know, I think a lot of what we're seeing here would be more of a stretch pick. So like Zenith, Bulgari, Frankmuller, Chopard, Parmigiani, Ulysse Nardin, like that's going to be more of a stretch.
There's so many lovely watches and so many brands, you know. Most people kind of think of, you got your Rolex, your AP, your Patek, and then the world stops, but that's not the case at all.
Totally agree. So I'm between a few brands right now. Tudor's an option, IWC's an option.
Give me your opinion.
Sure.
On Tudor's, because it's basically a Rolex, right?
Well, it's a different philosophy. So Tudor, back in the day, was developed as a brand by Hans Wilsdorf to be the more attainable to Rolex.
By who?
Hans Wilsdorf, the founder of Rolex. What people commonly know Tudor as is in the 1970s, they were making watches within the Submariner family. Most of them were known for their snowflake hand. These are for the Marine Nationale. That's where they started to gain a lot of acclaim and affiliation. But where I see Tudor is today is basically the version of those watches from like the 1970s. What would the brand from that era of Tudor they had their own independence, their own ability to create with modern material, what would it be? I think it'd be something like this. It'd be Black Bay, Pelagos. So what do I think? I love Tudor. I think they're
Great
amazing.
watch, right? And
Amazing brand.
Good value.
All right, you asked the question, so maybe I should pick something here.
Well, I was going to save that for me.
Well, maybe I want to do it now.
Okay.
I like where you're going.
Am I allowed to do the same?
Yeah, you could copy me, and I
Okay,
could copy
not that I
you.
will,
Yeah.
but...
I was all over the place. I was thinking maybe Omega, maybe IWC, but let's do it, Tudor.
Go for it.
You asked the question, like, what is the brand like nowadays? I talked about looking back to the past. If 1970s Tudor could make a watch today that represented like the fit form, the specs, I think it'd be something like this. So this is the Tudor FXD. I'm gonna do that as my first watch. That's the black dial version. So why they call it the FXD? They're, instead of traditional spring bars, it's just a bar. So it has fixed lugs where you can do pull through straps and customize it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that'll be my first pick, that black one right there.
And I am assuming that you know exactly what that costs.
I can get pretty close. Pretty close.
Big advantage, this guy.
Pretty close.
All right. My go?
Yes, your go. Do you want to go with Tudor? Do you want to stay here?
No.
Okay.
No, let's go and look at... So, right now I bought the Grand Seiko.
But you don't know how much you spent.
I'm guessing $7,500, right? 75? 8?
Can't tell you.
I know. So, going on
You're
that
not in
assumption...
trouble. You're not in trouble yet. You have
Not
more
yet,
money to spend.
right?
You have more
Okay.
money to spend if you'd like.
So, going on that assumption, I got 12 grand left, thereabouts. All right. Okay. I have no idea how much these cost. Oh boy. I saw Breitling. Let's go to the Breitling.
Breitling?
I have an idea what they cost.
Okay, let's go over there.
Let's go pick one of those. Okay, so I didn't realize there were so many. I know like 3 or 4 different Breitlings. Oh my goodness, I guess I
You have more over
messed
here
up.
also, Michael. And more here. Not to overwhelm you, but you have
All
a lot
right,
to choose from.
so, oh brother. I'll just go by, see, I like green right now. I don't know why I like the green.
You already just did a green.
I know I did.
Actually, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your collection. You can do whatever you like.
He's telling me not to do a green. Okay,
No,
I get
don't
that.
let that influence you. You can do whatever you
You
like.
already did. I'll go for a blue one.
Okay.
So, how much are these going to be? Let me see what are the
Okay,
blue
I
ones
just,
are.
let's see. So I want to let you know. So you like that blue one? Do you like the NFL?
The football?
Football. Look really close on that dial. Look on the 9 o'clock register. So that is a Los Angeles Chargers watch. So they did like a new release in October.
Who are they?
They're the team in LA. One of the teams in LA. You actually have 2 teams in LA.
Ask me about soccer.
Football or soccer?
Well, football is actually soccer because you kick it,
Yes,
right?
I actually don't disagree with you. I think the name is
It
probably
should be
best.
throw ball, right?
Or hand egg, whatever people call it,
Yeah,
whatever you
yeah.
want to call it. But that is, if you want to, show your team pride of LA.
Okay, so I'm
I
losing
like the
that
color.
one.
Okay, you're not
I'm
gonna do
losing
that
it.
then.
Yeah, because I don't understand the game.
Okay.
And
It's actually a nice little look.
It
though.
wouldn't be the right thing. But you know what? A fun watch would work well. And I think one of these two, either the yellow or the orange.
All right. So you're looking at a professional.
All right, I'm going to go with the yellow one
All right.
because it's fun.
That is called the Endurance Pro.
Okay.
It's Endurance Pro. They call that material is made of. It's like a composite material. It's called Breitling. So it's very lightweight when you put it on the wrist.
Like a carbon fiber type thing.
It's similar to that, but it's when you put it on, you can barely feel it. All right.
And I'm guessing
Yeah. Guess the price.
$4,500.
You are in the ballpark, but you're not right on it. But all I'll say to you is you still have money to spend.
Okay, good.
You still have money
good.
to spend.
Okay.
You're doing okay.
You'll go.
My go. Okay.
Where are we going?
Let's bounce back over to IWC.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I don't know, man. Anybody with a jacket like that is way too cool for me.
So Michael, I think I want to do something over here with IWC. A lot of people usually consider their pilot's watches, but this is one of my favorite sleepers from the brand. This is the Portuguese chronograph.
Beautiful watch.
What do you like more, the bracelet or the strap version?
Strap.
Go strap?
Yeah.
I save some money in the process.
But on this particular watch, I think the strap complements the dial. Whereas this, it kind of, I don't know, my opinion anyway.
So I did a black dial. I am attracted to that green, but we've been talking green a lot so far.
I know. And it's hip. Green is in right now.
I'm between the green or the white silver with the blue numerals. I think I'm gonna go for the more classic look on the far right. Do that one.
Nice piece.
Portuguese or chronograph, that'll be my second choice.
You want my guess? Price?
Do it.
Stainless steel, right?
Stainless steel.
$6,500.
You're not so far off, but not quite. All right, so that's my second pick.
Now it's my go again, right?
We have one more pick with our $20,000 budget. You do have money to spend. I won't tell you exactly how much money you have to spend, but you are not in a dangerous position. That's all I'll leave you with. So
I'm not in a dangerous
you're
position.
not in a dangerous position. You have some money to spend.
Let's go shopping. I don't think I have a lot to spend, do I? I'm reading between the lines.
Well, no, you actually have more than you might think.
These are great.
Resins are cool.
Expensive.
You would be making a mistake for your
Yeah.
total budget if you went for that brand right now.
I tried to buy one of these in Switzerland.
Did you?
Great watch. It was like $35,000 or $40,000.
You remember. So they're oil filled, so they have oil underneath that sapphire glass, and it makes it appear like it's a high resolution screen. Isn't that wild?
So cool.
Yeah.
Bell & Ross.
Bell & Ross, okay.
Bell & Ross. 7,000 or 8,000 left.
It's a good guess. It's a good guess.
And I think this guy here is probably around that number. So I'm going with him. Skeleton. He's cool.
Okay.
I went over, didn't I?
I actually don't know exactly where that one's going to fall. You might be cutting it close, but you could be okay. So let's just see.
Let's do it. That's my pick.
Okay, skeleton.
Yes.
All right, so that's your third pick. I know how much I've been spending roughly.
You know exactly.
I know how much I've been spending roughly. So I know how much I have left. I probably have like $6-7 left.
Okay.
I think I want to go to Omega.
Okay.
That gives me the most options for that amount of money.
It does?
Did I give something away? Maybe. I was thinking Diver 300.
Which is which?
So Diver 300 is over here. So that's the classic Pierce Brosnan style watch. Let's see if I can show you an example. That's all this right here. So like that green dial is an option. That over there is some Diver 300, that summer blue, which that is catching my eye. But I think I've already got the diver covered, so I think I want to do something else. Starting to get a little close to my budget here, but if I'm doing the math correctly, I should be able to get one of these. I'm gonna look at that saffron Aqua Terra. So these came out a couple years ago, and you have that terracotta, the red one, which is sharp, but I like that like kind of orangish, brownish kind of look. It's almost like this mustard sunburst.
Pretty.
So I think that's gonna be my pick. That's 38 millimeters, that'll look great on my wrist. That'll be my third choice.
Okay.
So how about we look now for our big boy, where no money's an issue. We can spend as much money as you'd like, and that'll be our fourth watch. So you could factor in what you've picked so far, or you could just look at this as your own independent decision as just buying something as a single watch.
So, is it important to buy the most expensive?
No.
Or just to get a nice watch?
It just does not create a ceiling for you for budget.
I know which one I want.
You do?
I do.
Where do you want to go?
I want the IWC, the Grand Complication.
Let's go over here.
In
Take a
rose
look.
gold. This guy.
So doing the Portugueser.
Yes. 'Cause
Casual.
I think that is a beautiful, beautiful, highly complicated watch. Very classy. It's a beautiful watch.
Okay, so you'll have the Portugueser calendar there. So that'll be your fourth choice.
That's my fourth choice.
I want to go back to the original room that we were in.
You're going to get something sparkly?
I don't know if that's sparkling.
Nah.
You're the sparkle enough today. I mean, you got enough sparkling on you.
I've toned down.
So Michael, I think I have the final two brands that I wanted to look at, but I have my favorite, I believe, over there. I was thinking Angelus or Parmigiani for my pick.
So I've never heard of Angelus. Parmigiani I know. Tell me about this brand.
So they're part of the Citizen Watch Group. They are really known for their chronographs. So like the watch I was looking at is this Vitesse, the instrument Vitesse, which is a really cool mono pusher type of chronograph movement. At the time where they acquired this, there's a subsidiary of the Citizen Watch Group known as La Joux-Perret, which is basically a movement manufacturing arm. They have the rights to this movement, which was back in the 80s developed with some of the best watchmakers. So you had the Hannay halter, you had F.P. Journe, so Francois Paul Journe. They were working at this firm that designed that movement. It's interesting. I'm in that 15 to 17 range, I believe, for that. But I think I want to go over here because this is one of my favorite watches in the industry. I'm not even joking. This watch right there. It looks very simple, But this is known as the Rattrapant GMT. So it's the Temps de Piaf Rattrapant GMT. It's a mouthful. I'll show you how it works. So there's a pusher on the side, and what that does is it advances an hour hand. So say you were traveling, you can press that button. Each button press advances 1 hour.
So it's invisible until you press it?
Yes.
That's
and then,
clever.
And then watch what happens when you land back. So say you're traveling,
Right.
and after you get back home, you want it to reset so the hand underneath disappears again, or because snaps in position, so they're right on top of each other. There's a little button right on the crown. So you press that, and it snaps.
That's clever.
Yes, I love that watch. It's so stealthy, you would never expect anything. That's going to be my stretch pick.
Nice pick. Yeah. So I want to change my stretch pick.
Michael, I don't know if that was part of the rules.
It isn't, but I saw something I like better.
Should we allow it? Okay, the crew's saying we should allow it.
Okay,
I'm going to allow it.
Discard the IWC.
IWC goes away.
Come over here.
Okay. What are you thinking, Michael?
So this is much more a Michael watch, in my opinion. Look at this crazy thing.
The Vanguard. That case material is very
it's
exotic.
like carbon with all sorts of colors in it, and it would go with my jacket perfectly, wouldn't it?
That would be more you. I think last time we were here, you also picked out a Frank Muller, so...
They make a great watch.
They do. Frank Muller, I mean, from an independent name, one of the most storied watchmakers, no question.
This is probably less expensive than the IWC I picked, but I like it much better.
It probably will be a little bit less expensive, but I could be wrong on that. So we'll have to get the final numbers. But if that's your stretch pick, it doesn't really matter. If that's what catches your eye,
that's it. That's the one.
We'll do it.
Thank you for allowing me to flip them.
We'll let the rules bend a little bit.
Just
for Michael.
this one time.
Just a little bit. But where we won't bend is the budget. So what we're going to do now, we're going to pull out all of these watches. We're going to have somebody from Feldmar help us out and get the totals together, and we'll determine how much we both spent. And from that, we'll see if we have any money left over, or if Michael maybe overspent. We'll see. So let's do that.
Okay, ready.
Okay, Michael, so we did some good old math. We have a laptop with the prices. We have your collection and my collection. So should we see how we did?
I know you won.
Well, it's not about winning and losing, and they have to decide that at the end.
It's true.
But where there is winning and losing is if you spent too much money.
Probably did.
We'll see.
All right.
Let's go through each collection. So we'll go through mine first. Aqua Terra, so this came in at $6,600. Then I went to the Tudor next, $4,325. And then my final pick for the $20,000 of allocated budget at $7,950 for the IWC. So I have $1,125. If I wanted to spend more, I could.
What about tax?
We're not going to include tax.
You went over.
We'll get to you about going over very soon.
All right.
And then Parmigiani, this is not included in that, but that was $30,700.
Beautiful watch.
Yeah, I'll show you this one, how that one works. It's amazing, so you can kind of see GMT.
Oh, look at that.
Right? Not neat, and then boop.
Very clever.
Okay, over here.
How'd they do?
So your guess about Grand Seiko, the price on this was pretty solid. I think this was your best guess. Didn't you guess like $7,500?
Yeah.
$7,300. So that was a pretty great start. You overshot the guess on this for the Endurance Pro. So this came in at $3,400. So you were doing great to this point.
And then they blew it?
Well, the Bell & Ross came in, and this is an expensive Bell & Ross. You picked one of the more expensive Bell & Rosses in the case. $13,400. So what does that mean? You spent $24,100 total.
I didn't know you could spend that much on a Bell & Ross.
Their average price is probably in that $3,000 to $4,000 range. Like that's like their sweet spot. Maybe get up to $5,000 for the BR05, something around there, but
So
that's
this
expensive.
one is really expensive.
Yeah, you picked an expensive one.
Wow.
So
Oh well.
We'll talk about what you have to do there, and then you did also spend for your Frank Muller, which we decided to allow you to switch out.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. You spent $44,700 for that Vanguard.
Nice watch. Not a Teddy watch.
Probably not for me, but for you,
Yeah.
that could absolutely work. So now, here's our issue. You've overspent by $4,100.
Okay.
So you have to decide now which you would want to send back. I would probably argue, not to tell you what to do here, but
Send this back.
the Bell & Ross is just the most expensive that you've spent, so you have to try to free yourself up.
Yeah.
And then also keep in mind, I have some money left over. I could go and pick something else up.
That's a G-Shock.
G-Shock, Seiko, we'll see.
All right,
We'll
let's
see.
do it.
Okay, so Michael, if you're gonna send back your Bell & Ross, to summarize now, if you put that back, you would have $9,300 if you want to get under $20,000 total for your three watches. So you have $9,300 to spend. Where would you like to go?
Omega.
All right, let's go. Okay, Michael, so what is catching your eye?
This guy here. I actually had my eye on it all the time, but I thought it would be more, and it might be, so let's have a go with that one.
The Diver 300.
I've
so
got
that's
9300, right?
9300. You should be under for that. You will
I'm
be under for
guessing
that,
this
especially
is
on the rubber.
8700.
You're right there.
Am I?
Yeah. We'll pull that one out. Let's just confirm the price exactly.
Is it really 8700?
It's very close to that, yes. What's the price on that exactly again?
8,300.
Okay, you're close.
8,300.
You're close. Yeah. All right, Michael. So I have a little over $1,000 left. I think the safest place to go for this is probably Seiko.
This gets you an extra watch too.
This does get me an extra watch. But, I mean, I could be nice and to say 4.
You could, but you won't. Pick one.
Let's get an extra watch.
Yeah, why not?
So Seiko, they have their entry-level model. Like this is Seiko 5 up here, so that's gonna be under $500. I want to probably get closer to 1,000, so I'll be down here more of that Seiko Luxe territory. King Seiko will be too expensive. I've actually never seen these in person before. These are catching my eye back here. I like that kind of copper salmon, like that classic-looking Presage. Let's do that. Yeah,
Passage.
Presage. So I'm gonna do that one.
Go for it. Let's find out how much it is.
Should be under 1,000. Be like in that 950 range, I would imagine.
That'd be pretty close.
Okay. All right, Michael.
See how we
Final
did.
totals. Final totals.
All right.
Shall I go through mine first? We'll just go through them all.
Go for
okay.
it.
So Aqua Terra again, that came in at 6,600. We then had the IWC 7,950. Tudor 4,325. Then my last pick, we had a Seiko, which was $950. So my total with that, outside of the Parmigiani, is $19,825.
That's pretty accurate.
Pretty close.
Good stuff.
With your adjustment now, you have some money left over, but you're content with your collection. You don't feel like you want to add it? Okay. So we have, for you, Grand Seiko, that came in at $7,300. Breitling, $3,400. Your Omega, which was your swap, that came in at $8,300. So your total is $19,000. You do have $1,000 left over, but that's extra money in your pocket.
Yeah,
So
I like
that's
that
okay.
because I'm content with everything I've got here. I got some nice pieces.
And you spent a lot more on your big boy, too.
I did indeed.
So, who did better, guys? Between these two. I also wanted, before we proceed, I want to thank Feldmar for letting us shoot here. It's a really cool shop. One thing I like about this store, too, is they have things from Seikos all the way up to some crazy stuff like Breguets and some high complications that we were looking at here today. So definitely check them out if you're in Beverly Hills. But between these two, what are you thinking?
Be nice.
We'll put a poll down below. Fill out who you think has the better collection. I have one more watch.
Cool, huh?
You somehow still spent more money than me, though. I had more watches and spent less money.
But this is cool. This is so cool.
That is very producer Michael. But leave comments down below. Thank you guys so much for
This has
watching.
been a lot of fun.
Thank you, producer
Teddy.
Michael.
Thank you.
Of course, always a pleasure. See you, everybody.
And we're in it to win it.